It's Filaments and Fibre with Steve Brooks and Stephanie Lester. Bum, bum, bum.
Now, what people don't realise is I danced to that.
I know, it's so embarrassing. And the cat was dancing alongside you as well.
I know, little Tilly's joining us
Hello,
today.
everybody. Welcome to another rendition of Filaments and Fibre. It's bank holiday. It's weird.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Bank holiday Monday.
normally we do this on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But because it's bank holiday, just to make it different, we do it on the
Yeah,
Monday.
just to give ourselves a bit of a change, bit of a,
bit chill.
Because we can.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we can.
That actually is the subtitle to our life, isn't it? Because we can.
Because we can, yeah. Yes. And for those of you in the world that haven't got a bank holiday, you got to work. Sorry.
But interestingly, you're in one of those moods today.
I am. One of those
interesting
silly moods today.
There are people all over the world, like Elisa in Italy, they had a week, but it wasn't like obviously our bank holiday, it was for a whole different... Ooh. I'm obviously getting Italian with my arms.
Yes, with your arms.
Yeah.
Throwing them around. Sorry, Elisa.
Yeah, really bad. So there, and last weekend... it was Victoria Day in Canada. This was really interesting because Anne-Marie and Renata, our friends who are Canadian...
From the Blooms.
And it is after Queen Victoria. And
is it?
We don't
How
think...
dare they?
But we don't... What do you mean, how
our
dare?
Queen.
No, was theirs as well.
It was theirs as well, I suppose, the Commonwealth.
But nobody else in the world, including us... has any holiday to do with Queen Victoria.
No.
But they do.
I suppose, no, we don't do it really. No.
No,
we don't.
No, we don't.
No.
So there you go. There's a fact.
That's, so let's just let that sink in.
Moving on. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting.
That's because you haven't got any sound effects.
No.
Ka-ching. Is that what that's supposed to be?
It's a cash register. I found it.
The actual phrase is ka-ching, but that's just... Well, that's almost open all hours, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a bit like this, isn't it? We're open all hours. The Danish have... the Danes have they had a couple of holidays recently. Just thought I'd throw that in.
Is there a punchline to
No,
this?
there's no punchline. I'm just trying to think.
What is the matter with you? I'll tell you what you're doing.
Start again?
You're coming over to Eurovision.
No, we're not talking about Eurovision. Bloody Eurovision. We nil point again, didn't we?
Well, hilarious. I mean, to be honest with you, I think I'd be insulted if anybody gave us a point now. Because, but
we just don't get it, do we?
But we do get it. Sorry, but we looked at our entry, and very good, lovely. Never going to win Eurovision, is it?
There's nothing about it that made it stand out.
And you look at all the kind of previous ones and the ones that we've won, and
ripping your skirt off.
Yeah, and
ripping your skirt off. That's the same one.
That was making your mind up.
It's that the same one.
Was it the same one? Who knows? But anyway, they won.
Yeah.
And our most recent one was Katrina and the Waves, and even that was quite trendy and fun.
Yeah.
But Waterloo and ABBA.
You've got to have something. It's not just about the song, is it? It's about the performance.
No, and I said to you, the quietest one was the German one.
A Little Piece.
By Nicole.
Yeah.
And I said I always remembered it.
I found it, didn't I, on the phone?
Yeah, because she came on and she did it in all the different languages.
I know, it was
brilliant.
And we thought we could.
Oh, yes.
Possibly. So we sat at the breakfast table.
Oh, my God.
Now, apologies to all our international audience here, because we are going to offend every single one of you.
Because we have ridiculous stereotypical thoughts in our mind when it comes to...
We don't speak any other languages, but we were just sat there at breakfast over our tea and toast, whatever, and we were saying we could do Eurovision.
If the British did an entry and we did it in all the different languages, this might be what it sounded like.
So we thought we'd do a little piece again. So I'll start off in German. That's... I don't know what that is. And then
we go to the Scandinavian. Hurdy, 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 hurdy.
Let's just forget this. This isn't working out how we planned. This is just dreadful. Because one, neither of us can sing. And two, we haven't got any backing music. It was just, when it goes through your mind. And when you actually...
What makes me laugh was you said the way we planned. We didn't plan it.
No, we didn't. It was just on me in my memory banks talk about Eurovision. But once again, the Brits came last, which is a good place. So we're holding up the rest of the world.
Well, we certainly shouldn't have won, should we? Let's be honest.
No, we shouldn't have won. And who won it? Oh, the Italians won it.
Oh, did they?
Very, very funky, punky, memorable song.
Yeah. Well, because we can't remember it anyway. Carry on.
No, anyway. So you're not going to be meditating to any of these Eurovision tunes.
The thing about meditating is that I'm brilliant at it for a period of time, and then I don't do it very much at all.
I can always tell when you have.
I know. I
can always tell when you're meditating.
This to Lisa that you can tell the difference, and she was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, it's quite extreme."
Less bruises.
Yeah, I'm not quite so ranty.
No.
Yeah, not so judgy.
No, judgy. This is on our walk in the morning. The moment we leave the house, I say, "You've meditated, haven't you?"
Yeah.
Can you tell? You say, floating an inch above the ground. Yes, darling, I can tell. How can you tell? Because you haven't told me to go off in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. But someone was saying in, I think it was Joanna Hunter, who runs one of the groups, and she was saying that a lot of the time when you meditate, you'll find that the cats or the animals gravitate towards you because you're obviously in this calm. It's like a magnet. Cat on your face. But
that's the title of the podcast. Sorted.
Cat on your face. So they were saying, someone was saying they meditate outdoors, and then when they sort of opened their eyes, they had all these stray cats around them and things. Well, I had quite a similar situation, which is I usually meditate lying on my bed, and I was lying there meditating, and lo and behold, 2 cats got up on the bed with me, which is sweet, isn't it? And I thought, how nice. Sweet. However, the 2 cats concerned don't share well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So one got on top of me, and then the other got on top of me, and in the middle of my meditation, proceeded to have a fight. Oh, my God. You even shouted up, what the hell is going on?
I thought they were being attacked by some bird of prey that had got in through an open window or something.
So full meditation, cat fighting on top of it. It was marvellous.
So how did you come out of that meditation?
Yeah,
suitably relaxed? Or wanted to wring the fucking cat's neck?
That's right. Didn't go well, basically.
No, it didn't, did it really?
Although I was laughing because I just thought it was ridiculous. Yeah.
It was.
I'm just like the Pied Piper, I naturally attract the animals to me. Fighting. Literally fighting, yeah.
The Pied Fighter.
Yeah, perhaps that's the mood I was in and they're reflecting it. Who knows?
Yeah. We've got to talk first aid, really.
Oh.
Because I think both of us need to go on a first aid course.
Yes.
Because we were watching something, weren't we, on TV? I think it might have been SWAT or one of those programs.
And we were taking the mickey, weren't we, about...
someone was giving CPR.
And I think you were saying they've been dead for 3 minutes, that won't work, or something.
Yeah.
And I said... And you said something about... we'd be useless anyway. And I said, although I do know that you're supposed to give CPR, there's a particular tune.
And I said, tune that you gave was...
I said, I can't remember which it is. I can't remember what St John's Ambulance recommend.
But
I suggest we do it to Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. And we were just imagining it. Always look on the bright side of life.
It wouldn't work. Just to tell you folks, the first bit of that, we were pumping their hands up and they were sat here doing the action. I can never remember if it's 5 and 7 or 11 and 5.
Well, that's why you're supposed to do it to a particular tune, but if you get the wrong tune, it doesn't work. Be exploded before chest would be imploded. Yeah, something tells me that they won't be calling upon us for CPR. If anybody out there knows the tune to which you should do CPR, what is it? It's a particular then please let us know, because it would be... Save a life. Save a life. You never know, when we're walking down there, walk in the morning, and we might need to... And there'd be one of us singing the song, the other one doing the actions. Yes, step aside, I'm a qualified first aider. Yes, from Monty Python. So I think everybody should do a bit of first aid sometime. I did it when I was in the I think I did once upon a time, back in the day. But it was things like tying a sling
Oh, my
Oh, no,
God.
I know the recovery. Actually, the one thing I do remember is the recovery position.
Yeah, you needed that at the beginning of the end of the last week,
I
didn't you?
use it a lot.
last Sunday you needed it.
It was last Sunday, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was a bad day, wasn't it? Are we going to go into that now? Or
No, we can do.
I think we should touch on it.
We can do, because,
I think we should.
I'm not ashamed, just in pain. Not in shame, just in pain.
So let's go through the whole story. Our daughter-in-law, Em, had been asking to go around, as she does quite often.
And what with lockdown and everything else, we hadn't managed it.
No, and then you decided to, Saturday night, to go around just to catch up.
Bottle of pop.
I love it. You were saying, we're just going around for a catch-up.
Yeah.
No, you're just going around to get pissed.
No, we catch up.
You catch up.
But we couldn't catch up
You
quite
catch
so
up
much.
on the alcohol that you've missed over the last 3 or 4 months.
Well, I take a bottle of pop with me.
So I dutifully drove you round. I'm not having you think about driving back or walking back. Well, no one's going to attack you, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I'm dreading to get near you when you haven't had a few drinks, Come
on then.
Come on then.
Make my day.
Yeah. Yeah, that didn't really sound like Clint Eastwood.
Mind you, when we were kids, my friend Sue and I, we used to, walk home from various things, and we used to sing. We used to sing rugby songs as we were coming down dark alleys, just in case someone thought. I mean,
swing low, sweet chariot.
2 16-year-olds, you can imagine giggling, singing rugby songs. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was really convincing.
Yeah, was that going to? You didn't ever pretend you got a dog. Down, boy, down.
Yeah. Anyway, when I was at judo last week, well, black belt karate and stupid conversations like that. Anyway, so that was just
so we're deflecting the issue now. We should go back to last Saturday.
You did well there,
yeah. So I took you around, dropped you off, and then I got the phone call or the text.
Well, to be honest, I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. I just drank a bottle of pop.
Just one?
Yeah.
One bottle of
Prosecco. Which isn't unusual.
It was a Magnum, though, wasn't it? No, but I think you hadn't drunk for quite a while. So you came home. You were very merry when I picked you up.
Yep.
Very merry.
Very jolly.
And in my head, I thought, you're going to suffer for this tomorrow.
But I don't always.
No, you don't always know. No, if you stay on gin all night like me,
No, I don't always on Prosecco, but I did. Anyway, I did on the Sunday, and you got up to go and see your brother and sister-in-law because it was her birthday.
That's right.
And I thought, oh, thank God, that gives me a couple of hours to recover. And by the time you got back at 11:30, I still hadn't recovered.
And I looked through the door into the lounge here, and you were on the sofa. There's doe eyes, bottom lip going.
Well, I don't think the bottom lip was going, but
and I
definitely
said,
didn't look
not
good.
Feeling very well. No, not feeling well at all. Very hungover. Oh God. Yeah, so I looked after you throughout the day.
Well, I went back to bed.
You went to bed frequently.
I went back to bed. I said to you, I'm going to recover by 2. And you said, why 2? I said, I'm not tolerant of myself.
Well, you had to recover because by the end of that day, you had to do 2 more pieces of work for a project we got.
Yes, I did.
Had to be delivered on the Monday.
And Sammy, this will teach me.
Yeah.
I hadn't finished it, and I was up against it. I had to get it done by midnight that day. So I had to get up with my hangover and sit at the computer.
And do 2 live session plans for the London School of Economics and Political Science.
But to be fair, so I'd given myself, and I did get myself at least into the recovery position.
That was,
Yeah, that was cool.
Worst thing about it was because I was taking you and picking you up, I couldn't even have a drink that night.
Well, let's be honest. You insist on taking me and picking me up.
I do.
I don't insist you do.
No, I insist. Because the world is not a safe place.
With me driving drunk,
Yeah, or other people being attacked by you on the way home who dare not to walk as fast as you, get in your way, look at you in the wrong way.
Woman on a mission.
Woman on a mission. Anyway, so you soon recovered, though. You were fine by.
I did.
And, the words that go through your head
never
like
again,
never again. Yes,
it'll
happen again.
Yeah, of course it will.
Yeah.
Of course it will.
Yeah, so what else has happened this week? It's. I made a bit of an error, a bit of an error of judgment, a bit of an error of conversation, an error of speech. It's and you won't let me forget it, although you've probably forgotten it.
I have. I can't think what you're talking about.
I came in from the garden.
Oh,
Coming from the garden.
God.
Now, we have a cat tray in the conservatory, and my nose is very, very sensitive.
I think
Don't interrupt me.
I think I should tell this from my point of view because
yeah, but you ain't going to tell it right.
No,
because
okay,
you're not going to put the pause
No,
in.
I'm not.
That happened
First of
between
all,
the first sentence and the next.
the reason why I have
sentence.
to tell it is because I was the one who got angry.
You did,
And you went,
I couldn't understand why.
what's the matter with you? And then you can explain why you said what you said.
Okay.
But basically, I was in here watching telly, and as quite often is the case, especially now with our, we mainly eat at lunchtime, and so we don't necessarily do big meals in the evening. But anyway, so you were coming, it was a bit later.
Yeah.
It was probably about 8 o'clock, something like that, thinking have something. So in you come, and as is usual, and I do pick you up on this, is that it doesn't seem to matter you don't even think what is anybody else doing in the house. You just walk in the door and it's like, I'm home! And
Well, you've been down the garden.
Yeah, I've been down the garden, and it's like, hi, this is what I'm doing. This, and you always start. So that to start with doesn't set me on a good note because I could be meditating with 2 cats fighting on me at that moment in time, and might not want to be disturbed.
True.
Could be anything. But
Yeah.
anyway, or recording in my studio, you name it.
Yes, you could have been recording. We normally tell me when you're going to be recording.
Although it doesn't matter because you still shout at the DHL man when he arrives,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
forgot that.
That's featured
on my
on-
course.
featured on
It's
your
featured on my
online
course. And
course.
welcome to Steve
and
speaking
you,
to the
you
DHL
couldn't
man.
edit it out, could you?
No, and it was very important. But I was just like, oh my god! I just put a thing across.
I
it.
thought
Welcome
because
to
your
my
door
world.
was closed, you wouldn't have heard me.
On what planet does your voice not travel through a door? I mean,
Yeah, I was aware of him being. You being.
no, but the worst thing
recording.
is when you open the doors, you don't just say, "Oh, thank you very much," and off you goes. You ask about his children, his grandchildren, what's he doing where's he going on holiday. You just don't let people go. These poor people are desperately trying to get out, and you just don't stop
by
talking
nature
to them.
to have a little conversation.
Me, I just go, give us the stuff and shut the door.
Your hand appears to the letterbox, grabs it off them, and they're just
Bah.
looking. Bah.
Anyway, so I'll get back to
yeah.
the story. So, yeah, you came in the back door, and what I heard was, I'm thinking, oh, what's he going to shout today? Hi, look what I've just done, whatever. He actually said, have you been cooking? Smells like shit in here.
It was the other way around.
Was it?
Yes. It's.
Smells like shit. Have you been cooking?
Yeah, well, what it was, and then I wondered what. Then I
you
wondered.
carried on, and I started shouting obscenities at you, and you said, "What is the matter with you?"
Yeah, I know.
And then you came in, and I said, "You just listen to what you said," and you went, "Oh,
yeah.
didn't
Maybe
mean
the
it like that."
Well, I thought maybe the pause wasn't enough between the two. Because I came in the conservatory door from the back garden, and the cat tray's there, and I thought maybe a cat had a poo in there, you see, and it was quite strong, and I couldn't see anything, and so I just said, I can smell shit in here. And then, as I went into the kitchen, I could smell food. So I said, oh, you've been cooking? Now, whether the pause didn't travel as fast as the 2 actual words, but it came out as, I can smell shit.
Have you been
Have
cooking?
you been cooking? Which
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to mean that at all.
No. So anyway,
So you dined out on that, no pun intended, for the best part of a week.
well, you bring it up more than I do, to be honest.
A lot of food, really.
Yeah.
Go on a bit.
Oh, ka-ching.
I knew that sound effect had come in useful. I knew it had come in useful. Oh, yes, that's good.
But
That's
yeah, so you still don't learn your lesson. You still shout from the door whenever you
know.
enter.
I just think you're going to be so pleased to hear me.
Whenever there's a door, oh God,
So pleased that I'm back home.
Whenever there's a door,
brighten your day.
Whenever there's a door, you're shouting either in it or out it, aren't you? Because you're basically shouting in the house when you've arrived, and then you're shouting at the DHL man.
At least I don't creep up the garden and scare the bejeebers out of me.
Now, anybody who's ever met me and knows my delicate nature and size, you'll find it very hard to believe that I could creep anywhere,
she does it all
let
the
alone up the
time.
garden, to Steve,
Behind
where, you know,
me.
I'm crumping on stones and this, that and the other, probably tripped up. Let's face it, I'm the woman who trips up and looks like a giraffe when she falls over and smacks my head on the floor. So the idea that I could get up the garden and you not
But
hear
I'm
me.
normally lost in thought. I'm listening. The
No,
radio's
you're
on.
lost in somewhere, but it's probably not thought.
The radio's on. I'm potting something up, and then you creep up behind me and go, "Hello." Oh God!
I actually go, I'm coming up the path, and you
But
still...
you remarked yesterday on my alley shuffle.
Oh, hilarious. I'll tell you what, it is Disney-esque that when you get... when you feel like you're being pounced upon or whatever, but you're startled, it's hilarious that your little feet shuffle back like a little alley shuffle. It's like it's comedic. It could be like like a little Tom and Jerry, but you did it like
trying to get away. The way they
yes, it's like that, the spinning wheels. It was hilarious. I was like,
often,
what is that?
Okay, it's not, you don't do it on purpose. It's just that I'm so into what I'm doing.
No. I'll tell you what it is.
What?
You're so deaf. It's got nothing to do with your concentration on what you're doing or deep thought. You're deaf. Deaf as a post.
I've got a hearing aid in one ear. The other ear is fine.
Well, you say that.
I do. Anyway, talk. What's it? Oh, yes. Since the last time we did this, we've acquired some more tech, haven't we? Got a Ring doorbell.
Yes, we haven't had it.
How did we live without that?
Oh my God, I don't know. I love it because number one, it's connected to Alexa, isn't it? Who's hilarious at the best of
just
times.
In case you don't know what a Ring doorbell is, where have you been for the past year? Because they've been advertising like mad on the telly and all over the world. It's a doorbell that's got a camera in it, and when anybody approaches it, and it's got a darn good scope, angle of
someone only has
activity.
To drive into our
drive, they've only got to
they?
walk past and once they come onto the drive and they get within a certain amount of feet away, it will activate and it'll say Alexa, motion detected at front door. So we got this not because we just like tech, which we do anyway.
Which we do.
We are often, both of us, either out on a walk in the morning and things are being delivered.
Or down the garden in our
respective workshops. Yeah. And although now they do tend to leave things on the doorstep.
No, there's a couple of them which won't.
UPS, he just leaves a card in before he's...
Oh, and he knows us as well, so he's just an...
Arse?
That's the word, thank you.
Yeah. So the Ring doorbell is brilliant.
Yeah.
And then you can live view it. So wherever you are, you can, it'll record the 4 seconds before you get the notification. Yeah. So you can see actually if somebody did come in.
So they can't escape you, basically. If they get to there and suddenly think, oh, God, I won't ring the bell, because then they'll see me. Already got you.
Already got your mate or matess. Yes.
You've been framed.
Other genders are available. That was a nice bit
But we
of
love
kit.
it. I mean,
we love it, yeah.
To start with, when we used to see those adverts, you'd think, oh, for goodness sake. But certainly, as you say, being down the garden or because of COVID, actually, people have obviously got into the routine of not ringing doorbells at all, do they? They because you open the door to go out and you suddenly find there's a parcel there. No one's rung because they're allowed to just drop. It's quicker for them. I understand that, and they've probably got more to deliver.
They take a picture of
but they take a picture of them.
So now, you know what? We take a picture of them. Yeah, we've got you. Delivery man, DHL, DPD, UPS, FedEx, TNT, Yodel. We've got pictures of all of you now, and we've got a gallery on our wall, and we're marking you out of 10 for your... Hermes wasn't mentioned then.
No.
Because they're all footballers in Hermes, aren't they? Just kick your parcels around, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Although, actually, the thing is with Hermes is it all depends about your local delivery.
We have a
very lovely young lady at the moment.
That,
very good.
Comes up. The thing is, they deliver it in their own cars.
Yeah.
So I'm at the thinking, who's that coming this time of night? And this lady comes up the path, and I thought, what does she want? And then she's got a parcel for you normally. So that's our latest bit of tech.
Yeah, but I do like it very much. Yeah, on top of my Remarkable, which is a bit of tech, which
I
know
I
go on about it a lot.
I think we mentioned your Remarkable.
Yes, we have. Yeah. It's remarkable.
It's remarkable. It's the digital paper, isn't it?
I love it.
Yeah. We do love tech, I'm afraid.
Oh, I know.
Sorry,
know,
everybody.
absolutely. If there's a new gadget out, we've either
we
tried...
find a way of incorporating
we
it
will.
into our lives.
We might initially go, we don't need that, and then we'll go, well, you say that.
12 months ago, I would never have thought I'd have needed a Zoom PodTrack P4 podcast recording kit. But you know what? It's
We've
bloody
got one.
useful.
It's hilarious. And it plays jingles. So happy days.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah. Good old laughter. Good old
You
canned
can't
laughter.
believe it, can you?
You gotta love
You
it.
can't beat it. How are we doing? Oh, we're all right. We're okay for time. In a minute, we're going to do our film reviews.
Oh, God, yes.
We did say when we talked...
What was the film review programme? What did it used to be called?
Dun, 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 dun.
That doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, is it?
Because it was...
Who was the presenter back in our day?
Well, Jonathan Ross took over from him.
Yes.
Blimey. You can see this is live, can't you, folks?
You should have rehearsed this. I can picture him.
It's not Melvin Bragg, it's the other
No.
one.
No, it'll come to you.
God, this is the most boring bit of podcast
I know.
I've ever listened to.
Let's not.
Anyway.
Let's not do
in
a
the
podcast
UK, we had
of you
this...
thinking.
What was it called? Film... It was called Film... Whatever it was, whatever the year was.
Yes.
Film 84.
Yeah.
That shows our age.
Yeah.
It'll be filmed 2021 now.
So, film 21.
And they used to do very upmarket film reviews, didn't
Well,
they?
it was a bit droll, wasn't
A
it?
bit droll,
Yeah.
and he used to, So we're going to do our own film reviews in a minute.
Yeah. Well, we won't do...
In fact, we'll do them now, actually.
yeah, because we won't do the film review of that most awful movie on the planet.
Oh, no, if anybody ever says to you, you need to... what was it called? Can't even remember what it's called now.
Those Left Behind or something.
It was called Left Behind. With the most wonderful, normally, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And
There was a
he
few
must
other
have been
actors
paid
I
a
recognised.
bloody whack to come into that.
Either
because-
that or he desperately needed to pay for something.
Yeah, he
had
needed
a bill.
to buy, a bit like, who do you say, Michael Caine?
Michael Caine always used to... They used
Take a
to
shit
say,
film if you need to buy a new
on
Bentley.
what basis do you pick the films? And he said it just depended on whether he needed a new boat or something, you know,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, well, Nicolas Cage must have needed something.
He needed
because
something,
it was
yeah.
So forget that.
Yeah.
So this week we are going to give a review on two films. One was my choice.
Yeah,
It's
so-
Friday night here in this house is film night now.
Yeah.
We have popcorn, glass of gin.
Unfortunately, it was my turn when I picked that dreadful.
So we won't do that.
That
So it was
was-
my turn the week before,
Yeah.
which was Wanted,
Yes.
which was Angelina Jolie, James McAvoy, and Morgan Freeman.
It was brilliant.
So
Yeah.
is that it? That's your review?
Oh, sorry. That
Okay, now that's quick, wasn't it? Jesus.
right. No. So love this. Actually, it was an older movie. It's been around for a
Have
while.
we got to say plot spoilers at all, or
Oh yeah, there'll be plot spoilers.
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly not really.
Okay, got it.
I couldn't be objective and not tell you something about the actual movie. A bit pointless, isn't it? So it's an older movie. It's been around for a while. In other words, all the actors look younger than they do now.
anybody looks young compared to us, don't they?
But I loved it because it was one of those. I mean, I've got to be honest. I am a spoiler myself. If you go to the movies with me, halfway through when I realise the plot, I will tell you.
Yeah, you will.
It's really annoying for everybody else. I don't think I did this time, did I?
No, you didn't.
But
I think we both realised
about-
at some point there's
Yeah.
something not quite right. It was too going down the path that you would expect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is going to happen.
But it was really good. It was one of those, ordinary guy suddenly finds himself in a position where he's got some marvellous skill, and then it's all, your father left you this skill and is now dead, and you now need to avenge him and all this stuff. But you had Angelina Jolie who was teaching you. You've got to be happy with that, haven't
because
you,
they were
really?
teaching to be an assassin, weren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
And Morgan Freeman, who's the head honcho. But it was really well done in the sense that well acted, the fight scenes and everything, the car chases and all that stuff. It was actually one of those where you did watch it all the way through. I always say there are movies where I don't do cross stitch, but I will say there are movies where you could actually be doing a bit of cross stitch while you're watching. Listening, really.
I can always tell when you're enjoying a movie because you're not doing anything else
That's
at the same
right.
time.
I'm not on my computer or on my
you
phone.
And
or-
if you go to the loo, which, to be quite honest, with both of us happens
quite
quite
a lot.
frequently, you don't say to me, "Don't pause it."
Yeah.
You know, I just pause it. And
There
you
are
don't
certain movies.
Because normally, if there's TV on, I've got this terrible thing that I cannot bear people watching it with me and then going out the room and me not pausing it for them. And you'll shout, "Don't pause it!"
That's right, yeah.
So I will
But you
act as though I haven't paused it and make comment. Oh, God, look at that. Oh, wow,
But
wow.
I know you have, because I always come in and go, it's exactly the same point where I left you, twat. Of course you've paused it. But the thing is that when you watch movies, you do like to hear every word and see everything. And it's like when we watch episodes of things, you couldn't possibly miss an episode. I can watch things in all the wrong order and I'm fine.
No, that must make me feel funny. Don't do that. No, don't even mention that. Because I can't do that.
And I can, most movies, you know, I mean, they're not action all the way. I could leave the room, come back 15 minutes later and still work out what has gone on while I'd left the room. And that's not because I'm super intelligent, that's just the way movies are done. But this one was really good, as in you did actually want to stay in the room and you did want to actually watch and listen to it all, even after I'd realised the plot twist, let's say.
Because we knew it was going to happen at some point. But it was still good. It was good.
But
good the way
even though
it
we realised it, and then, of course, they tell you it in the movie, and you're like, but what are you going to do about it, type thing.
The ending was very good.
Very good.
Well, probably won't give away the ending.
No.
Because it is
Well, we
very
won't give
good,
away the twist. We won't give away the ending. But it was very good. It's an older movie, as I say, and so which means it's free if you want to watch it on Sky or anything else, really.
So how many fibres out of 10 would you give it, Fibre Girl?
Fibre?
Yeah, I'm just Filaments and Fibre. I'm just trying to make a tenuous link to our podcast.
Oh, okay.
Title.
So out of 10, I've got to give them... Bear in mind, this is the first review. I've got to give myself some ups and downs.
Leeway,
So I'm going to give it 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. 7 fibres out of a whole ball of wool.
Yes.
There we go. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad, really.
7 fibres out of a fluff.
Out of a fluff. A ball of fluff. Why do I always think belly buttons when we say the word fluff?
Oh, because you always get fluff in a belly button, don't you?
But I've been looking for days that I can't find any in mine. Is that because mine's not deep enough? I've never...
What sort of conversation is that?
No, but I've never had belly button fluff. I think it's...
Nobody
do people
cares.
actually get it?
Nobody cares.
I do, because it's been in my head for years, for 60 years, that there's a thing called belly button fluff.
You obviously, when you were young, you didn't have your belly button pushed in far enough. No, look at it. It's just a squiggle, isn't it? It's not a proper dip.
There is a dip there, look.
No, not really. You've got an outie rather than an innie.
No, I haven't. There is an innie. Anyway.
You really don't need to hear this conversation.
Digress there.
Yeah, I think you did.
So
your one.
Now we come on. Yeah, this was your choice.
Yes.
Which worried me somewhat after
I know.
your previous
I'm
choice.
worried myself after that choice. The fact that I could have chosen that.
Having gone through looking at Netflix and Prime and Disney Plus, you decided on one that we'd looked at sort of a trailer of called R.I.P.D.
Yes.
Rest in Peace Department. So this is a sort of sci-fi comedy. And you've got to be in the mood for that. And I think we were in the mood.
Definitely.
We were in the mood on Friday night. It was the first day of the bank holiday weekend, so a bit of fun. And it was starring Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, who's always hilarious.
And someone that I noticed and thought, it is him, is Jeff Bridges, who was a wonderful character part. Yeah. So the premise of this is that Ryan Reynolds plays a cop who...
what was the name of the actress?
Kevin Bacon, not the actress. Kevin Bacon was the sort of his partner, and they're in Boston. And the film opens with them having, obviously, on a drugs raid, they found some pieces of gold, a part of an amulet. And they decided, rather than hand it in, because no one knew the gold was there, they split it between them. So a little bit of a naughty cop thing, bit of a slightly bent, warped cop thing to start with. And so Ryan Reynolds had buried his share of the gold under a tree in the garden.
You can tell the whole bloody story.
No, I'm not just... This is my review, so shut up. All right?
God.
This is my review. And then a bit later, there's a shootout at some of the drugs bust, and he gets killed, Ryan Reynolds, not going to say by whom. He then goes up to what is like heaven, but actually, because he's such a good cop in effect, he's asked by the receptionist sort of thing.
Well, it's the actress Mary Louise Parker.
Oh, Mary Louise Parker,
yes. Hilarious.
She plays the receptionist who invites him to
be a bit more than a receptionist.
Be reborn again or go back to Earth as an officer of the RAPD.
I think she's the director. Not the receptionist.
And his partner is Jeff Bridges, who died in the 1800s. So he was a cowboy, a sort of sheriff type character, and they come back to Earth to find out about this.
And
gold.
the reason Jeff Bridges is still there is because he keeps getting his term extended.
Yes, because he keeps doing things wrong and getting, because it's a 100-year term, and he keeps having 50 years added onto his term, so it's funny. But the quite hilarious thing you don't realise at the start is that when they come back to Earth, they're actually seen by everybody else as
like
different
themselves.
characters. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but as who they are. But it's hilarious. It really is hilarious.
Yeah.
And it was a great, fun film.
Well, if you think about it, it was the couple side, because Jeff Bridges is that brilliant character, and he's always a brilliant character actor anyway, but the detail to which he goes is you have Ryan Reynolds, who's hilarious anyway, and then you have on top of that the fact that actually everybody else sees them differently. So every now and then they flick to these other characters, and so you have this double aspect of them being actually funny anyway, and then you have these alter egos of which the world now sees them as.
It is hilarious,
and so that joint in itself was just
hilarious.
They're
trying to capture what they call deados, which is dead people whose souls haven't returned to or gone to the.
And they're monsters.
Really, yes. And it is. If you're not into sci-fi fantasy, then it's not for you. But if you want a bit of a chuckle. On an evening when you probably had a bad day at work and you just fancy a laugh, and two very good, or more than two very good actors, just camping it up and making it really, really funny. So I thought it was a great film, film, and I'd probably give that an 8 out of 10 for me, because I found it was really funny. And
I did too.
It really, really was a good choice there.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those that you would say. I would absolutely wholeheartedly recommend that. And I was thinking, is it something a family film? And actually, other than the very first scene, which obviously is Ryan Reynolds with his wife. I mean, they're not. I mean, they're fooling around, but they're not actually naked or having sex or anything like that. But apart from that, there's no part of it which couldn't be seen by kids.
No, I think
really,
it's a 12 anyway. So I think So
Very
I will
good.
give that 8 filaments out of a light bulb.
Oh,
there we are.
there you go.
There we are. You see, so there we are. So I still can't remember who the film reviewer was that used to do the film review.
I nearly had it then. It was nearly there.
Yeah, well, somebody will probably message us. I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
So there we are. That will do us. We've done a long one today.
Really? How long?
37 minutes today.
My God.
So
I'm just going to look up that.
Thank you for giving us 37 minutes of your time today to listen to this.
Somebody Norman, wasn't it?
Barry Norman.
Thank you.
Barry Norman.
That just came to me as like
people are saying, yeah. What's that about then?
And most of you are probably too young to know what the hell we're
all
talking
of you are
about.
probably too young.
Sammy's not though.
Sammy's too young to remember Barry Norman, isn't she?
She's not.
Is she?
No, she's a few years younger than us, but...
Yeah. Well, one thing I must quickly mention, totally out of the ballpark, out left field, Katie.
Yeah.
Is she a black belt down in karate or something?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Her and the daughter did that all together.
I know.
Yeah, do you not know that?
No.
Yeah. Well, interestingly,
Then
also...
that makes us scary
Well,
or,
no, actually,
or
there's-
more interesting.
Well, there's two aspects of this in the Blooms. You have Katie, who did that with her daughter. And I think in the post you're referring to, she was saying that they both did that, and then she actually went up against a proper...
and got her head kicked.
And basically got smacked in the head several times, bless her. And Sammy and her husband and 3 boys, they all together... Was it judos?
Oh,
I can't remember which one it is. Anyway, they were the first family ever to actually go all the way up, in the belts or whatever, and she put a picture up of them in the paper.
So Sammy's also a
she's like
martial artist.
black belt, this, that, and the other.
Sammy.
I know, don't come near that.
God.
Gotcha. And what with
all
that?
your art is wonderful, by the way, Sammy. I love it, every bit of it. And you, Katie, it's fantastic. Mwah. Love you all. God.
I know.
I managed to get a black belt in origami once, but that's about the most I can get. Yeah. Right, okay, folks, well, we're all done now. We have taken up enough of your time. Hope you've enjoyed this offering of Filaments and Fibre for this sunny bank holiday Monday over
sunny
here.
Too. Yeah, lovely.
And hopefully we will see you all, listen to you all, you'll hear us, we'll hopefully...
You'll definitely hear Steve. Coming in the back door.
We will imagine you all sat there with your cups of tea, chuckling to our offerings. So on that note, it's good night for me.
And it's good night from him.
Good night. That was Filaments and Fibre with Steve Brooks and Stephanie Lester. Are we finished?
I think so.